we didn't establish where the camera or the chair were supposed to be. You might want to scoot up just a tiny bit.
Okay. Get real cozy.
And now that made it worse.
It did.
Whatever. Hi everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bats and Bones.
We're bat.
We're bat?
We're bat. Or bone.
We have bones.
You're bat, I'm bone.
Yes.
But plural of those.
Yes. The we ourselves, as far as I'm aware, are not plural. It's cool if you are.
My pronouns are he's, hims.
I'll explain it another time. Anyway, welcome to the show.
We do our
It is good to be back.
It is good to be back.
We took January off, as some of you know, to kind of rest, regroup, discuss some things. Kyle had some exciting projects to work on. I technically had an exciting project to work on. It's the same one I've been working on. Spoilers.
No, I still have lots of exciting projects to work on that I'm behind on, but I wanted to get back to Bats and Bones as soon as possible because...
And we also wanted to discuss Bats and Bones more and, plan it a little more rather than flying by the seat of our pants all the time.
Oh, yeah. And we have some plans for how to structure that more, and possibly some scheduling things, but look forward to that later.
So welcome to the new, slightly improved Bats and Bones. You will probably not notice many major differences.
Yep, hopefully
Most of the differences are under the hood.
Yes. So today we're doing what we have dubbed the Picasso Challenge.
Yes.
We are coining this term for something that probably doesn't really make sense.
I mean, you did do search results for it and found, what was it, one person?
I found one YouTube...
with
video
14 views?
There's 100 views.
Okay.
But it was an old video too. Point is, no one else seems to have coined the Picasso Challenge, and this might not make sense as a Picasso Challenge, but it's what came to mind when Alan pitched the idea.
Yes.
Basically, we're going to be drawing characters with only the lasso-fill tool.
Yep. Today it's lasso tool only.
It's so dumb. Why did I agree?
We were discussing this over burgers.
I
brought it up half as a joke, and Kyle went, "That's so dumb, we should definitely do it." So here we are.
Yeah, so...
Avenue Doodle wants to know what that thing underneath the webcam is, the background, and I admit I have been curious about that for a long time.
Oh, like the art thing?
Uh-huh.
So fun fact, this is actually... I think I can just make it all big. It is a stylized graphic I made specifically for a background for an OTL cover.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not Gesundheit.
Thank you.
I'm trying to see if I can get a full... It's like a background texture.
Twitch is a mystery to me.
I don't remember where I put it.
I'm lucky my Twitch channel even has an avatar.
If you want, at some point, you should let me help you do some maintenance on your channel. If you want.
I might, at least for branding purposes.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
Definitely looping C into that too, though.
Of course.
Especially because she's been, agreed to handle a fair amount of my web stuff.
Yeah.
I just have to, ask her.
Wow, this is huge.
Ooh, huge and lovely.
Yeah. So this is the full image. It's like a cityscape texture thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is from the Chapter 2 cover. I just made it grayscale. I think it looks really cool, personally. Anyways.
Thank you for solving that mystery.
Of course. Right, so we're doing this thing with the lasso tool. I didn't really think ahead.
I like the way the Streamlabs prompt starts with a question mark.
Yeah.
Makes it sound like it's making a curious noise before it states a thing.
Kyle sells books.
Kyle sells books.
I don't know why it has a question mark there.
I'm imagining kind of an anime vocalization, if you will, aww.
I say we use the lasso-fill tool, but I'm not finding the lasso-fill tool.
That's okay. We can just use the lasso tool and fill it in later.
We can.
I think that option will pop up in Fact and Clip Studio. Once you've closed a shape with the lasso tool, a little bar will pop up and be like, "Hey, you want to fill this?" And you're like, "Yeah."
I swear.
Source: that's how I shade hair.
Yeah, you're right. That's how you do it.
Oh, that's very green.
Well, here we go, guys.
Picasso challenge. Oh, this is gonna be good times.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start here. I'm gonna. I guess I'll just don't do cast. I'll do what I always do. I do cast.
I mean, I was probably gonna do Appy, so there you go.
Yeah. I will. I've got a fucking book of JoJo here that I'm gonna use for pose reference.
There we go.
Why the fuck?
The Book of JoJo, my favorite book of the anime Bible.
This is gonna be.
And Joseph Joestar did speak, and thus he did say, Ora, 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 ora.
And then Joseph Joestar said, "Oh my god!"
Ooh, Abnudoodle wants to add a layer of challenge on top and says no undo button. That might be a bridge too far.
I don't want to do that.
I'm sorry, Abnudoodle. I appreciate it. I love your spunk.
I love your energy.
But
also no.
This is already some, pogo stick across a rope bridge nonsense.
Because, keep in mind, not only do I not have access to any of the tools I normally draw with, I have to, I don't have pen stability features, which is something I normally have.
Zoink scoop.
See, look at how messed up this face already is.
And I kind of want to draw Cass's Shaggy.
Please don't.
Zoink Scoob, we're stuck in an infinite void.
No. Please, they'll never stop. They'll never let it.
You're just salty because Fred is the best Scooby-Doo character.
That has very little to do with it, actually.
I know. So I've got quails now.
Oh yeah,
the Dancing Skeletons chat will have already seen this, but see who many of you see here as a frequent wonderful guest contributor and my lovely wife has been raising quails. Actually, we were getting a little worried because none of the little buggers were hatching, but one finally did. He is adorable and fluffy, and we are showing pictures to all our friends. We have dubbed him Linus. Well, them. We don't know the gender yet, and actually won't be able to tell it until they're the bird equivalent of a teenager.
I hear that it's really hard to tell bird gender sometimes.
Oh, super hard, yeah. Basically, there's a weird little bit you squeeze, and it's okay, if some stuff comes out and you squeeze this, it's a dude, and if nothing comes out, it's a lady.
Oh, that's
But
disgusting.
only if they're at least a certain age.
That's disgusting.
It is. It's they apparently secrete a foam, which I did not need to know, but I guess do need to know.
Oh, good.
Yes. Thank you, Abnerdoodle. Yes. Without going into details, there was some stuff that happened yesterday. It wasn't great. I'm okay. C's okay, but for those that know about it, thank you very much for your support and help and consolations. For those that don't, sorry, that's probably going to stay a secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the very brief and short of it is a dangerous thing happened to us yesterday, but we're fine.
I'm very, very glad that you guys are okay.
Me too. I love C so much. I don't want to see her hurt. But quails! So yes, the first one we eventually dubbed Linus. For the reason being, so in their little enclosure, there's a thing called a brooder box that you set up with, I don't know if it's all birds, because I've never raised birds before, but at least for quail, domesticated quail, you set up a thing called a brooder box, which is just basically a box with some padding laid down and some food and some water and a heat lamp. Mm-hmm. Just a nice basic little space to get them used to being alive. Which, I kind of wish I had had as an infant.
Yeah.
Here, contemplate your existence for a while. It's horrifying. Let's get you used to this before you start interacting with people.
Yeah, just give me a second to warm up to it.
No, that would actually make things so much worse, Abner. Thank you. Anyway, dubbed this one Linus. Because we also had a little tiny blanket in the box at the time. Just in case, we got the temperature wrong and they needed to, adjust it themselves. They turned out to be fine. But when we removed the blanket, they just started screaming.
Oh, no.
They just, I mean, it's a quail chick, so, it's not literally screaming. It's like human would, but it's, very loud beeps.
Yeah.
very, very loud, distressed sounding beeps. And when we put the blanket back in, they were fine. And, like, on the spot, we're just like, Linus? Because, security blanket.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's Linus. Their sibling, who we had to help out of an egg. They couldn't hatch themselves all the way, which happens sometimes. So sometimes, very delicately, you gotta help a bird hatch. Which is more or less what it sounds like. You just carefully remove some bits of shell and then let them wiggle and squirm and see if they can figure it out. You never want to like fully hatch a bird by itself. You basically just like help it along enough to where it gets the idea. It's like, oh right, I was doing this.
I imagine there's like some vital exercise required in getting out of the shell.
Yes, it helps build up their initial muscles, and and also like their baby birds are super delicate. So like if you fiddle with them too much, there's a strong chance you'll actually just injure them. So there's also that. Like you want to be as minimally involved as possible because the bird actually knows how to remove itself from the egg without hurting itself because it knows when it's being hurt because it's the one with its own pain receptors. That one we eventually dubbed Caesar, short for cesarean, because we essentially performed a bird cesarean on it.
I see.
So yeah, poor Caesar has a bit of a club foot, but it's early on enough in his life that we can probably correct for it. We've actually made some little corrective bird footwear out of Band-Aid, and according to C, it's already helping, so may Caesar be fairly healthy, and if they are both ladies, their names will be hilarious. We are also kind of hoping they're both ladies, though, because we are raising them predominantly for the eggs, and also, like, if they're both dudes, they will try to kill each other when they grow up.
Of course.
And if only one of them is a dude, they will try to kill each other when they grow up. Quails, it turns out, have very specific social groups where they need, like, a few dudes and a lot of ladies. Like, if the ratios are off, if it's too gender balanced, or if there's just a bunch of dudes, it doesn't work. They will just hate each other forever. So yeah, quails. We've got fluffy little beepy birds in our living room in a cardboard box with a heat lamp.
That's really cute.
It is. And it's kind of neat seeing, like, tiny little eggs turn into a living beepy little bird. And watching it, like, discover its surroundings and figure out, like, oh, this is the area of this box I go to for food. Peck, peck. This is where the water is.
Also, peck, peck.
Yes. Peck, peck, stomp, stomp, slurp. And yes, as Abnudil noted, that's my theory on it, is that they basically considered the blanket mom. Because, I pointed this out to C, and she seemed to agree that, like, no, like, he wasn't getting under the blanket necessarily to fix temperature stuff, but maybe was getting under the blanket as general bird instinct of get under mom to get cozy. So we kind of took away their mom for a sec.
How dare you?
How dare we? Us unfeeling Cthulhuoid monsters. Able to take away their mother on a whim. Their blanket mother. To that end, we're actually considering, like, making little plush quail mom for future generations of quail babbies to treat as mom if they have that instinct and in fact want to huddle under something mom-shaped.
Mom-shaped?
Shaped like a mom. So yeah, that's been occupying a lot of my thoughts.
Understandable.
Yeah. We also played through and beat the PS4 Guardians of the Galaxy game, which I strongly recommend.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, it is fairly glitchy for a AAA game, so fair warning there, especially for something that's a Square Enix product.
You say fairly glitchy for a AAA game, and I know what you mean, but also...
I mean, for a console game. I'm not used to console games glitching. I'm not used to console games crashing. We actually had a crash at one point.
I am.
Okay. Maybe I've been using the wrong consoles.
or right consoles.
Maybe.
But go on.
But yeah. No, but it is, any flaws with it are saved by its writing. It has some of the best, most fun writing I've seen in a game in a long time. The writers really nailed, like, the Guardians dynamic in general. Especially, like, it's they took a bold step by kind of doing the Marvel Sony Spider-Man thing and going with their own take on them.
Mm-hmm.
But they pull more largely from the comics, which is a bold move because like prior to the movie, Guardians were like D-list Marvel characters that maybe 50 people had heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't a dunk at all.
It's just a
fact. Like I had no idea who they were before the movie.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you got to keep in mind, popularity is actually, in fact, rarely a sign of quality.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, like, I mean, Rocket was a niche character, but with the people that knew him loved him, and I can't blame them. Same with Groot. No surprise they made it in the movie. But they do, pull enough from the movie. They know they should pull some from the movie, and a lot of the team dynamic is definitely very movie-based. So you have a lot of the expected banter of, Gamora being kind of distant, Rocket being kind of an ass, Groot being the, like, okay, guys, can't we all get along kind of guy in his own I am Groot way. To that end, one of your only directly playable character is Star-Lord. Star-Lord is your player character, and you just kind of, like, can issue commands to the other players, although their AI is fairly sound. So it's very rare that someone will do something you definitely did not want them to do unless it's part of the story. But that said, one of the primary gameplay mechanics is you as Star-Lord making decisions. You'll actually weigh in on team arguments and, like, decision-making processes. And that will actually affect the story, sometimes in large ways, sometimes in small ways, based on who you please or piss off. We had a decision we made on a fairly early mission that got Rocket very angry at us. And caused him to actually storm off for a while.
Oh, no.
So there was a bit of the game where we just didn't have Rocket on the team. He was more or less, screw you guys, I'm going home. Likewise, there was a part later in the game that was made much easier by having appeased a certain person, because they actually showed up to help. There was going to be a big, gnarly, like, mid-boss fight that we were not excited about, and this dude we'd helped just kind of showed up and blew them up, and was like, hi guys, and we're like, hey, thanks.
Nice.
Yup. They also, lastly, in keeping with this, utilize their music choices very well. They licensed a bunch of 80s pop songs for it.
As they'd have to.
As they would have to, yes, because that is now also synonymous with the Guardians. And yeah, there's a mechanic, there's a meter you can build up, a sort of team meter, that when triggered, has a little mini game that has you give a pep talk to your team. And if it succeeds, you all get temporary invincibility, get your HP re-upped, get your cooldowns refilled on all your moves. And the background music changes from whatever thematic space opera piece is playing to something from Peter's Walkman.
Nice. Which
is randomly selected and therefore hilarious. We actually beat the final boss while it was playing Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Oh my god.
It was great. And if you fail it, only you get the temporary invincibility and HP refill, and your teammates will just be kind of confused.
I have in fact heard of that mechanic.
Yes. As a person with light hair, says Shiny Blue Bats, I appreciate you not making Cass's eyebrows brown or black. Yeah, no, fair. That does happen a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. And see, it was one of those things, like, I mean, you probably can't tell as much now, but, like, for most of my life, my hair was, I want to say, about Cass's shade. I mean, it's gotten darker the older I've gotten. But,
I used to be blonde. Yeah. I used to be very blonde.
My eyebrows were about the same color as my hair. Like, it just all sort of changed at once. Like, and I thought it was kind of, like, when I saw, blonde people with dark eyebrows, I thought they dyed their hair.
Some of them do.
I mean, some of them do, yes, but it was an assumption, and
yeah, no, like, honestly, one of the weirdest, to me, like, famous examples of it is Mario. He's got brown hair and a black mustache. So does Luigi. It bothers me.
Puddle 2 says sometimes people with dark hair can have light eyebrows and vice versa. My eyebrows kind of never darkened, unlike the rest of my hair. Shiny Super says, as a gender, my eyebrows are invisible.
That's okay, so are Lawrence Fishburne's.
I mean, the whole gingers don't have souls thing is actually a mistranslation. It's gingers don't have eyebrows.
I would say that's a heck of a mistranslation, but I know biblical translations that are almost as bad.
Well, I was gonna say the Gaelic word for eyebrows is very close to the Gaelic word for souls. This is all bullshit, of course. I'm full of bullshit. As for what I've been playing, mostly Legends Arceus and the Old Republic, the Star Wars MMO that I have been talking about.
Yeah, no, I hear Arceus is good.
I'm really enjoying it, frankly. I don't think it's, well, there's the thing, like, my gut is it's not for everyone, but it's really good at what it wants to be.
Fair.
And
what it wants to be is, from what I understand, more or less Pokemon branded Monster Hunter.
That's how I would describe it. I think it works really well. Actually, Saberfly brought up maybe a better comparison, that it's closer to a middle point between Pokemon Snap and Pokemon.
Okay.
Because
that
it's a lot
tracks
about,
with the whole Pokedex filling mechanic.
Yeah. Which coincidentally feels very Monster Hunter. I think Pokemon Snap is probably a lot closer to Monster Hunter than anyone would like to admit.
That's the take of the evening. Pokemon Snap is a lot closer to Monster Hunter than people want to admit.
Yeah.
Kyle Newbridge.
Oh man, this is hideous.
Aw, you don't like your Cass homunculus? What's wrong, honey? You've barely touched your zombie Cass. No, he does look lovely.
Okay, well, what does audience say? I know it's technically supposed to only be lasso-fill and or lasso and fill, but how do we feel about the transform tool? Because I want to make it bigger.
I think making it bigger is acceptable.
Yeah.
I say.
So Alan says yes. Alan counts for 2 votes. What's everyone else say?
I count for 2 votes.
Yeah, actually.
I'm apparently...
Did you just start going like this?
No!
Okay.
No!
I just saw that movement.
I may be a mutant, but my nipples aren't up here, buddy.
I want to mention a Star Wars bit of trivia.
Yes, no, mention Star Wars trivia, because, C and I have also been watching through Mandalorian. I was talking through that a bit with Kyle prior to the show.
So, I was watching a little bit of one of the new animated shows called The Bad Batch, which is fine.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really...
General consensus is like, it's fine.
Yeah. Not something I really am even feeling the need to go out of my way to watch. But it was kind of funny. It shows the Twi'lek senator. The Twi'leks are the aliens with smooth colored skin and the head tails. And
the dudes have the really prominent foreheads.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's this one scene where the senator, who's notoriously corrupt in lore and very much shown in the show, is just standing in front giving a speech while running his hands over his head tails, which is the Twi'lek equivalent of just twiddling your nipples up on stage. And I'm not sure anyone gets that but me, but that's really the vibe it was giving.
Yeah, no, because that's a minor erogenous zone for them, isn't it?
Yep. As long as it's just beginning, that's fine, but no changing shape. That's what I'm going for. Adjusting size is fine. There is a poll out. I say yes. But it seems like everyone else is kind of agreeing with that.
Yeah. No, the general vibe seems to be yeah, no, you can adjust the size and shape.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't, change what you've laid down once you've laid it down.
Yeah. Just making big... No, not wide.
Not wide. Wide cast.
What if but long?
I feel like that could be an intercommunity meme. Wide cast.
Wide cast.
I paid you 1,000 bones. Show wide cast.
Show wide cast. Show wide cast, you coward.
Oh, he's like the opposite of safe for work Sasuke.
Oh no.
Man. Every time I think about Naruto, I think it's about how long it's been since I thought about Naruto.
And it's not as long as you'd expect it, is it?
It's not! Considering it's an anime/manga I wasn't ever that into.
Mm-hmm. It is very culturally big.
It is extremely culturally big. It changed the visual on a Kirby power-up. Ninja Kirby has a headband now since
that's more
2009.
Yeah. I remember
That's very, very Naruto-esque because that's how people think of ninjas now.
It has been 0 days since Alan has thought about Naruto.
Well, now the theme song's playing in my head, so thanks. I can't sing it though because it's instrumental.
Which theme? The da 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 da.
I don't know, the one that starts out like Rah!
Oh, it's just an OP. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. Can't ninja without your ninja forehead protection. So true. I mean, otherwise they might stab you in your ninja brain.
Oh, this reminds me. I have continued my One Piece journey since last week.
Yes, and that reminds me. Someone posted a thing that I think you will enjoy.
Oh, was it Worthy Kids' One Piece characters?
No, I linked you to that.
Yeah, you did. I just want, yeah.
But no, someone said a thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! That made me think of you, because I realized you have Yu-Gi-Oh! Knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I will look for that while you are relating your One Piece journey.
We are now on the Skypiea arc, which I have heard multiple times is like one of the 3 least strong arcs of One Piece, which I kind of get it, but I also kind of like it. So like it hasn't worn me down so far. It hasn't overstayed its welcome. There was one fight that definitely went on way too long and made me want to die.
The general consensus I've gotten from people is that people seem to generally agree that the weakest arc is Dressrosa.
Dressrosa kind of has an asterisk.
Yeah, because a lot of important and good things happen in it. They just drown in apparently a not very well handled tournament arc.
There's that, but it's stronger in the manga.
Okay.
And from what I hear, it's a lot better to binge than to read individually because it was the first like mega arc.
Yes,
and
it is very long,
and it all took place in like the same looking architecture.
The other like general complaint I hear about it is that Don Flamingo is just not as interesting of a villain as a lot of other One Piece villains.
That is the opposite of what I've heard. I've heard he's one of the best.
Interesting.
There is a tournament arc that is. It's
and I would
not
say
just
I don't know Captain Kuro exists.
Yeah.
He to me is the least interesting One Piece villain.
So the 3 arcs I've heard about that are not strong are Skypiea, Dressrosa, and Long Ring Longland, and that's a tournament arc, and has a boring villain.
Gotcha.
I almost wonder if maybe you're confusing the 2.
I might be, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. I hear Dressrosa is the first big arc. The main villain is like one of the best parts of it. But the anime in particular made an already like bad pacing problem really worse. Like it did the like replaying the same flashback thing a billion times.
Here we go. I found the post.
Oh no.
I genuinely love Yu-Gi-Oh's transition from horror to shonen. Hey, so what's the plot of your manga? A young boy obtains a cursed ancient artifact, and becomes possessed by the spirit of a vengeful Lich King who begins to enact vicious, often rigged death games on those who are cruel or dishonest, raining karmic revenge across the city. Oh, sick, what happens next? And then he gets really into Magic the Gathering, and they do that for the next 40 volumes.
Merchandising!
Having read early Yu-Gi-Oh manga, so true! It's bizarre, because there are so many like arcs at the beginning that have nothing to do with the card game.
I just want to let you know that this plushie that you gave me has become a major standard of the channel. Now that the Pokemon Nuzlocke is done, which, by the way, in case you missed it, RIP Pokemon Nuzlocke last stream.
By Chuck of all gym leaders.
Yeah, no, Chuck fucking creamed us.
The second most boring gym leader.
We spent the whole stream grinding, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to deal with double team focus punch bullshit. But
All the fighting type gym leaders are basically the same dude, but he is the fighting typist gym leader of them all.
He is very fighting type gym dude. I really liked Bee in Sword and Shield, but that's because she's not the
I mean,
fighting
Bee's
type
amazing.
Yeah.
She's not the stereotype. She's not just some shouty dude with a beard who lifts weights.
Yeah. Who is strong.
Yup. Incidentally, if you're curious, because I keep saying second most boring gym leader, most to me goes to Norman. Because he's just a dude that uses normal types, and that's it. And he's, I guess, the protagonist's dad, but whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I making sure it was the same guy. Yeah. I like him because of the protagonist dad. I thought that kind of gave him an interesting. I guess it's very subtle because Pokemon.
Yeah.
But like it gave him a dynamic with the protagonist that has not even been tried since.
True. Especially because like most Pokemon protagonists just don't have dads.
And I do kind of like the fact that there was a normal type gym leader, because that's not something I expected to see.
Because I think the only other one's been Whitney, yeah?
Oh, I guess Whitney was normal type.
Yeah, that was her whole deal.
So
but, like, she had more flair to her when she was, like, a farm girl.
Yeah, well, I always think of Whitney as, like, I almost think of her more as a fairy type gym leader, even though that was pre-fairy. It's just, like...
She definitely has the visuals of one.
Yeah.
She looks more like a fairy type gym leader than someone who works on a farm.
Yeah. That beard made this way worse.
Okay, I'm loving this, but also, I can't not think of... You've seen that, like, restored painting of Jesus, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of smeary. Looks a little bit like a Muppet.
Oh, no.
It's making me think of that a tiny bit. I'm so sorry.
I need to see if I can fix this.
I think you can.
I'm not certain. This is really hard.
It's fun, though.
It is.
I do also, like... I hope you're not hurt. I do genuinely like this cast.
No. It just...
Oh, that helped a lot, actually.
I think it did. It's one of those that, like... It's nice to have an excuse for the art to be shit, because sometimes when we do this, like, we're drawing so fast, it can feel hard to take pride in what you make. Like, and I think we do a good job of doing that anyways.
Yeah.
But, like, it's a struggle with this particular show.
And to answer C's question, yes, this is what we have dubbed the Picasso Challenge, aka the We Are Only Drawing with the Lasso Tool Today Challenge.
You know, just like Picasso used to do.
Yeah, good old Pablo Picasso with the lasso tool.
I just figured it would give, like, the same vibe as the, like, 2D renders of 3D.
I mean, I would argue it's more hyper flat than cubism, but at that point we're getting into, like, art school debates, and I don't want to be in an art school debate.
Point is, it was a sort of arbitrarily picked title for a challenge that I thought would fit.
C does all of her shading with a lasso tool. She can get behind this. I believe I mentioned I do most of my hair shading with a lasso tool, so I get it. Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it used for, well, shading in particular. Like, I can definitely see a point to that.
It is great for hair.
I am having a real rough time using it for everything, though.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I do all my shading with lasso tools so I can get behind this, but yeah, we're doing Skypiea. It's interesting. I really like Nico Robin, which I shouldn't be surprised at. She's great.
Robin is pretty great.
And, like, oh boy, it's good to have an anime crush again that I don't have to feel weird about, because she is definitely just 100% an adult.
Oh, that reminds me. Jello Apocalypse the other day. I haven't finished watching it, but put out a thing where it's just him and his friends discussing Pokemon gym leaders. And, like, how hot or unhot they consider them. And every time they get to a character who is canonically not an adult, they're like, nope, not them, they're baby. They don't count.
I'm reminded of Jello Apocalypse.
Ooh. Codigan suggests we call this the Cowboy Challenge instead, since we're lassoing everything.
Oh, the Bosco Jones Challenge.
Who's Bosco Jones?
Oh, that's right. You
Oh, right. That was the person that someone made that was a JoJo for, like, a game.
Oh, yeah, for the, it was, Squirrel Horde's character in Fable's stream. The sexy cowboy. And assless chaps.
Yes. As one must be.
Yeah, that is actually probably a better thing to call this, the Cowboy Challenge.
Cowboy Challenge it is.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
In fact, I can actually change what it says on the The stream.
Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
What?
It's what they say in the made-for-TV cut of Die Hard.
Oh my god. I'm tired of these Monday to Friday sneaks on this monkey fighting plane.
Yup.
Can I do this? Edit stream info. The cowboy.
I dare you to put a cowboy emoji in there.
I don't know how to do that.
That is fair. I don't either.
Cowboy art challenge.
Yee.
Oh man. Oh, this looks horrible.
Y'all gonna pass by our stream without saying howdy?
I want some art.
Cowboy challenge or art rodeo?
Squirrel Horde, please just throw a Bosco line into chat for me.
And yes, Shiny Zubats Melon Farmer. It fits the lip flaps, as it turns out. Also, Aranoki says all chaps are assless. That's what chaps are. Wouldn't know. I've never worn chaps.
You know, he's right. It's just normally you wear pants under them.
Then why do people specify assless chaps?
Well, because when you don't wear pants under them,
fair.
It's implying wearing chaps without pants.
True. Which means you are only wearing semi-pants.
Only partial pants.
C also further elaborates that, true, most people have no reason to wear chaps besides motorcycles, horse riding, and kink. We have been back at Bats and Bones for... Where's the timer? 42 minutes.
And we're already
on to the inevitable mention of kink.
I mean, we are a kink-friendly art channel.
We are. I just find it hilarious how often it seems to come up on our show.
That is true. Which, fun fact, there's, starting with this episode, these will be being on YouTube, and they're definitely going to get demonetized because we talk about kink so much.
If you would ever like them to be monetized on YouTube, I can make sure to watch my filthy, filthy mouth.
No. Fuck YouTube. I doubt we'd get money from it anyway.
Well, we're demonetized already right there.
Yeah, no. I merely like I like making jokes about it, and hey, if you're watching this on YouTube and like what we do, there's a Patreon.
That is true.
Yeah, no, I'm not really expecting ad revenue as much as like I like engagement. I like getting to know people and bringing people into the community, and that's what I hope to get out of YouTube. Squirrel Heart says, well, little lady, ain't you just a glass of fine wine? The more of you I drink in, the better I feel. That is a line. I like my coffee like I like my sex. Tepid and confusing.
I had an ace friend that had an amazing, I forget whether it was a button or a sticker. Mm-hmm. It said, I like my sex like I like my coffee. I don't really like coffee that much. Oh, no, sorry. It was I like my sex like I like my coffee. Actually, I prefer tea. Model C wants to know why your coffee is confusing.
You're not supposed to. It's supposed to be just like a non sequitur. You're not supposed to interrogate it too much. See, my whole image is falling apart. No, I'm supposed to say something bullshit. And you're supposed to go, haha, that's funny and weird. Lol, so Kyle. Don't expect me to make sense.
Like women like I like beer, stout and punchy.
So one of the funny things about Squirrel Horde's character in that stream, he was a big alcoholic, and the Squirrel Horde actually programmed a randomizer to spit out different names for different whiskeys.
That sounds nice.
Except by the second stream, he got his arm cut off and replaced by a plant arm.
Right,
and the plant arm hated whiskey, so he could no longer. He could no longer. We never really did discuss what happened to Bosco's plant arm after everything happened.
I forget if I ever told you about Rel in a D&D game a friend had running. Mm-hmm. Rel was a centaur that wasn't terribly bright. Enough so that their character designer had actually set up a whole mechanic where if they thought of something stupid that Rel might do, they immediately had to roll a wisdom save. And if they failed it, Rel did that thing.
Oh no.
This could be at any time during a scene. And that's how Rel chugged a bowl of 100-year-old fish guts before any of us could stop them.
We've definitely...
And spent the rest of the scene vomiting.
We've definitely had similar situations like, okay, I feel like my character would do this thing, but it's such a stupid thing to do. Okay, well, roll a wisdom.
Yeah, roll a wisdom save. If you fail it, do it.
Yep.
I heard kissing is the language of love, so I figured maybe I'd come around and see if you wanted to start a conversation. Oh, that's smooth.
Oh, damn.
That's smooth. That's legitimate. Bosco, my word. For being a man named after a chocolate syrup, you are strangely enticing.
If only I could be that smooth.
A smooth operator. Smooth operator. Huh.
Now this background makes it worse.
Oh, I was kind of digging it.
Oh. Man, I'm just like noticing the horrible proportions again.
Fair.
Okay, I think I can, what I can do is...
What can you
shape the haircut a little bit more, a little bit better. Actually, I mean, I dare I flip the canvas.
Aranoki says, real talk, had more romantic success being honest than being smooth. I mean, true. In real life, yes. No. Being honest will get you so many more places than being smooth will. But I still appreciate a good line. You know? Like, I can still appreciate... Much like take movie dialogue. Mm-hmm. Like... People in a movie, unless you're going for a very grounded, realistic movie, people in a movie don't generally talk like how people actually talk. Mm-hmm. It's that same way with, like, smooth lines. Like, I can still appreciate good wordplay, but if someone sauntered up to me in a bar and I wasn't also, like, married to someone I was madly in love with, and someone just, like, dropped something like that on me, I would be like, oh... Let's get to know each other. I'd be like, this is weird and you're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of, like, pre-established chemistry before, like, I think overt flirting becomes at all tasteful.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like, now I'm just thinking there's a whole subculture of dudes that think that's, like, the thing to do. Ugh.
I mean...
I feel bad for him, but I also don't.
One of the most, like, frustrating things I've read on dating apps and, like, that I see in, like, women's profiles is, like, oh, give me your best, like, pickup line. I'm like, I just don't fucking want to give you a pickup line. And that's usually like, well, you're not the person for me sort of feel. Although, I'll be honest, I'm not sure anyone on a dating app is the person for me.
See, he apparently had a pickup line used on her, and she just kind of stared at them and then started laughing because it just felt really weird out loud. Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, like, say it again, yeah, like, it ain't the movies.
I've still got 10 minutes.
So, yeah, when I'm just like, oh, that's a smooth line, it's more like, I appreciate the wordplay.
Well, it never played out in game. Bosco also had that mindset. He used pickup lines, but it was never dishonest in his flirting. Meanwhile, all of my character, Kanji, who definitely wasn't just Sanji from One Piece.
No, I mean, his name starts with a K.
Yeah, no, it's completely different.
Please tell me you used the voice.
I tried my best. It was very dodgy, but yeah,
that feels on brand.
Yeah. It's got Taino.
Did he have a dream of making it to the all green?
Nope. He had one particular crush rather than, like, general flirting, but he did generally flirt, trying to practice to actually flirt with the crush, because every time he tried to flirt with the crush, it went horribly. I'm running out of things I think I can add to this.
Mm-hmm. Stars. Glitter. I was kind of joking, but no, go for it.
Giving it just a little bit of a background.
Yeah, soot sprites.
Keep in mind, I can't use any tool other than the lasso-fill.
I agree with C. It's fun to chat up your relationship partner. It does feel more comfy.
Legit.
Look at this Cassian. This Cassian surname, I forget. The last name of Cassian from Rogue One.
I was gonna say I'm not sure I ever gave Cass a surname in OTO. I somewhat have one in my mind, but I kind of don't like him having one.
Cass Good Light Guy. Now I'm just thinking
Cass Scaredman.
I'm just thinking of Good Space Guy and I'm depressed. Do you know about Good Space Guy? I'm sure I want to mention him on stream. That'd be platforming him.
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about.
This is a dude that shows up in local election pamphlets.
Oh boy.
And has for a long time, and his platform boils down to, we should colonize space. Until 2016, where you can probably guess where his platform instead went.
Oh boy.
But somehow also included colonizing space.
Why are people? Squirrelheart says this cast turned out pretty great. I disagree, but thank you.
I like him. He's got spunk.
That's your prerogative. I'm gonna try and give him a little bit of a backlight.
C also remarks, love the inspiration to use the Latin tools overlap areas for these fractally things. Feels like if angels got squished into a flat dimension. Monica familiars. His name is obviously Cass of this Light, says Chinese Earpats. You're right and you should say it.
Yeah, that's a good...
Cass of this Light and Appy Jumblewood.
I think that makes it worse.
This cast feels straight out of a 2006 Flash animation, says he. I mean...
Made by an elementary school.
No. Hey, I mean, did you see Newgrounds in 2006? This would have gotten, like, top of the portal easily.
I always got Super Saiyan Glowy.
We call this a Super Saiyan 3. I don't have eyebrows.
And I'm a bigger beefcake than normal.
Did Goku get beefier when it went 3?
Yeah.
No, I didn't really notice. I mean, granted, the baseline on Dragon Ball is characters with necks that are already wider than their heads. So.
Yes. He got beefier and his hair grew a bunch.
That I remember. I mean, the hair is the most iconic thing about that bit.
It's funny because I definitely think Super Saiyan 3 is the stupidest looking, but it was kind of hype at the time.
Yeah, no, they made it work, and like, I don't know, it helps knowing that Toriyama himself is not at all serious about Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably did it at least partly as a goof.
Mm-hmm.
Although he was apparently completely sincere about Super Saiyan 4, which, ouch.
I mean, I kind of like Super Saiyan 4's design.
Fair. I do like that at least harken back to the whole giant ape thing.
Mm-hmm. Does that work?
Yeah,
that looks kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it's got something going for it.
Yeah, let's flip the canvas back the way it's supposed to be.
It's got pizzazz. It's got spunk. Oh, no, that works.
It's alright.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Maybe just a little bit.
I can dig the sulky sullen boy. Is Cass based on you at all?
These are things we don't talk about.
Fair.
I did actually used to have a haircut like that.
I feel like I've seen some old pictures with you with that haircut.
Probably.
Iron Hookie says, I think it looks great, but I'm audio only. The Twitch stream equivalent of Toph going, I think your drawing looks great, Sokka.
Sorry, who said that?
Iron Hookie.
Oh. You know, Ellie, we really are the last of us. Oh, and then Shiny Zubats likes it too. Well, you're all very nice, and...
Maybe they're also correct.
That doesn't sound right. Oh, I got my little...
So when's Cass coming to Smash Brothers?
When's Cass coming to Smash Brothers? That's the question I keep asking Sakurai. Never mind he's not in a video game and isn't Nintendo related at all, or even a video game in any sense of the word. Saying if you... Where should I fucking put this thing?
I mean, it was nice over in the corner you just had it in. Not... Well, okay. A couple corners ago. Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, that works.
Make it smaller. All right, I think this is it for me. This is him. I made
Nice.
my boy. I made my boy.
You made your lad.
I'm so sorry what I did to you, Cass, but I'm glad you all like him.
I like him. I dig him.
Ironoki just says, okay, I do need to. Do I need to turn on the art degree? You're trying a technique you've never used before and managed to get pretty decent rendition of your character that is recognizable.
I didn't know Aronoki had an art degree. I feel like I should know that.
I think I knew that. I knew Ironoki went to art school.
I'm not
And there's
entirely
sort of
sure
a-
I knew that, and now I feel weird about not knowing that if I didn't know that.
It was just somewhat a transitive property deal. I guess I'm not sure I've ever necessarily heard Ironoki you specifically confirm you graduated art school. But I did assume.
Legit.
Well,
Yes.
it is now Alan's time.
Yes!
I quite like this cast. I actually think you did a pretty good job. Well, thank you all for your wellspring of positivity. I will try and take it and internalize it and feel better about myself.
That makes sense. Don't bring it up too much to avoid pretentiousness.
Legit.
That's why when I bring up my English degree, it's usually in like a joking context. Because otherwise people seem to get intimidated and think I'm going to judge them for their grammar.
I will say there was something funny. For a long time, you'd always be like, oh, I have an English degree. And I'm like, I also have an English degree. And you're like, you do? And this happened a bunch. And I love you.
I know at least one of those times it was a goof.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say it was any sort of majority of the times. I also just have a very terrible memory.
Oh no, it is a thing I look back on fondly and funnily.
I look back on you fondly.
Oh,
Good friend.
All right, no, positivity time. We are being positive. Look at me. I'm Kyle. I'm the most positive.
This is your positivity Sona, Kyle Newbridge. He looks on the bright side of things.
Hey guys, I think we should look on the bright side. I'm gonna make Screenbox, not Screen. By the way, there will probably be some changes to the point rewards coming soon.
Yeah, I know. We were also discussing that over said burgers that led to this thing.
Yeah. One thing, I'm probably going to be retiring Curse Knowledge and Devil Trigger. They were fun at the time, but Curse Knowledge kind of stresses me out if I'm honest, and Devil Trigger is not getting redeemed a lot. And so I'm thinking of like something surrounding like Screenbox, because people like Screenbox, and it helps me take care of myself when I look at it.
Hydrate has been redeemed.
Oh yes. In fact,
And a stretch has been redeemed, which I actually needed to stretch. So
we did switch around our water, right?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I made sure of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Plial C says we're the real positive monsters.
The real positive monsters were the friends we made along the way. Primarily because we friended those monsters.
Yeah.
Where is my notebook? It's around.
I ate it.
Oh, well, that's unhealthy.
Hashtag notebook 4. Real positive monsters. Excuse me. Real positive monsters.
You already got that. That is funny.
Alright, who's the Ickis? Who's the Oblina?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bone facts.
Bone facts. Right, that was something
Yeah.
we discussed. I am looking forward to bone facts being redeemable.
We're probably going to be replacing Curse Knowledge with Bone Facts.
It's exactly what it sounds like, except it isn't.
Except it's usually probably a lie. Eventually we'll have a compilation of
Bone facts.
Kyle and Alan's big book of bone lies.
Sounds vaguely dirty, but I'm kind of okay with that.
And it has been 30 minutes since we last addressed kink on this channel. Probably hasn't even been that long.
Probably not. Oh, Loopy Fruit's playing Deathloop. It's a rock fact. It is a rock fact. It will remain a rock fact. Alright.
Yeah, people really liked Curse Knowledge, but it was becoming
A lot.
Yeah, it was becoming hard for me and making it like it was not starting to become not a fun thing to redeem. And
Oh wait.
like that's I do think stream rewards should be fun for the streamers. Not
Yeah.
least because I am the streamer.
It's not bringing up the menu I thought it would.
What menu are you looking for?
I'm looking for the hue menu. Usually that's Control U.
Oh.
It's because this is classified as paper. That's why.
Oh, that would do it.
I can fix that. There we go. Right. I would also need to...
Might just want to make a new layer.
I'm gonna do that. Technically, this isn't using the lasso tool.
I mean... Oh, that's actually kind of pleasing to look at. Very watermelon-y.
Thank you. I like watermelon. It is a delicious fruit.
Schoolheart says, did you know poodles don't develop bones until their late adolescence?
Did you know the average human has between 6 and 500,000 bones?
Did you know that we have confirmed that each individual bone in the human body has a soul? Bone facts.
Did you know that a bone's favorite pastime is screaming?
Did you know that when you smile, it's really your skeleton trying to escape?
Did you know that when you shake, it is just your skeleton trying to hatch? Do not be alarmed.
Sharks are all smooth bones.
So sharks are so smooth.
They are the smoothest.
None smoother. I saw some sharks the other day and I thought, man, those guys are so smooth.
Arnoki says, okay, the way to do this is to record many bone facts and play a random one in. I like the idea of us having to improv one on the spot for this channel in particular.
No, the improv part of it is part of the fun.
Puddle T says, when you hear a human screaming, it's just the skeleton inside them finally getting the microphone.
Don't you know skeletons only speak in screams?
Did you know that all the collective bones of every nation actually come together to form its own superpower on the Earth?
Oh yeah, Bonetron.
I mean, I was referring to a nation, but called
Sure.
Bone Land.
Sure, if you want to be all professional about it. I'm having fun with this. By the way, I hope you know.
Bones, when compared to ketchup, are molecularly identical. It all comes down to if they are observed or not during formation. That's the quantum bone physics. That's quantum bone physics.
That's a rock fact.
Have you seen the, I think it was a Tumblr post originally, but it's the, my hatred of geologists is purely theatrical, but should I wish to actually kill one, it would be quite easy. Have you...
I don't think so.
Okay.
Which is funny considering I think I'm the one that linked you to the, exchange between the guy that just starts going off about worms and dirt.
Yes, that is true. I have a fun,
Become one with me in the earth.
So, fun fact, that many people might not know this, but Saberfly, my goblin roommate, is in
extremely artistically talented.
Well, yes, and also a geologist.
I did not know this.
Yes. Went to college for...
How many secrets does she have?
Several. But anyways, there's this bit. Disclaimer, my hatred of geologists is purely theatrical, but if I did have to kill one for some reason, it would be very easy. I'd brandish my obsidian knife at them, and they'd be compelled to approach. That's very cool, they'd say, confident in their superior strength and endurance from all the rocks they carry around at all times. They'd shower me with very interesting facts about obsidian and hover just out of the range of its cutting edge, waiting for me to exhaust myself. But, as it is volcanic glass, it is very fragile, you see, and isn't well suited for use as a weapon. And then I'd hit them with the wooden baseball bat in my other hand, which they would not have noticed because geologists can only see rocks and minerals.
Yeah, so, why would they bother with glass?
Is
glass a mineral?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, or it's a thing. Anyways, so Saberfly was in the car with me back when we both visited Indiana. Fable was actually driving us, and I started recounting this meme to her, and before I can even get past the bringing up the obsidian knife, she does the whole thing of, I don't know, obsidian's really cool and all, but it's actually really not good for a weapon. It's too just.
My god!
And Fable and Abnerdoodle are in the car with us, and they know the bit. We all just start cracking up about how you would totally fall for it.
I knew ice was a mineral. Okay, a mineral is any single molecule compound that forms a solid in nature. Okay, I didn't actually know the formal definition of a mineral. This is probably why I didn't do well in chemistry class.
I knew it was. I knew it falls under geology because of how it is made, but calling it a rock or mineral, I was not sure as to which, because I am also not a geologist.
But apparently Saberfly is.
Yup.
Just gonna keep that knowledge to yourself.
Rocks are composites of more than one mineral. Fair. Shiny Seabats says, Kyle, how have you mastered in mere moments what they made me study 4 years to learn? What about? What are we talking about?
Frailties of the human skeleton?
Frailties of the human skeleton. What are we talking about? I've displayed many of my talents. I've displayed my knowledge of rocks. I've displayed my ability to use the lasso tool to make a character poorly. And I've displayed how to read Tumblr.
Popsicles are rocks. I'm a Goron, baby! Right, I didn't give her creepy little possum hands. I gave her big cartoon gloves. Like a civilized possum. This thing is wretched and I love it.
I wouldn't have even said it was wretched until we got to the feet, which are particularly very Appy and good, but also if you just look at Appy from the just his hands, can you imagine seeing that in real life?
Yes, a little bit. Okay, what layer is the signature on? I can't tell.
Ice is a mineral, which makes it a rock, which makes water lava, since lava is a liquid rock, which means people are lava monsters. We're lava monsters.
We are lava monsters.
This Appy has big murder vibes. I am always happy to see an Appy. This Appy feels like a drug trip animation from an independent 80s cartoon movie.
I don't hate it. Whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. I meant for that to be on this layer, but I'm going to take this bit of this layer. Oh, no, lasso tool.
Lasso tool, why?
Just make sure that stays on top. There we go. How y'all doing, everybody?
All having a good night?
Y'all having a good time? Y'all gonna sit for a spell?
I hunger.
You hungry?
I hunger. I think Loopy Fritz is cooking dinner tonight.
I hope he cooks something delicious.
It most likely will be.
I mean, he is now the Intergalactic Musical Chairs champion.
Yeah.
So.
Loopy Fritz has been playing No More Heroes 3.
He was as sideswiped as I was when a boss fight turns out to be against the Intergalactic Musical Chairs champion. Can you guess how you beat that fight? By playing musical chairs, I'm not kidding. I will not spoil what happens next.
The answer may surprise you.
The answer will surprise. It sure surprised me.
So I want to talk a little bit more about the Star Wars game I'm playing.
Do it.
Because I might likely be doing, since the Nuzlocke is over, I might be doing a bit of a game stream playing it. Because there's some story bits in it that I really, really actually quite like and want to share. in my Star Wars nerdiness, but I know people will never play the MMO because they shouldn't.
Because it's dumb and bad.
Yeah, I mean okay.
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, it's one of those if you like MMOs, it's fine these days. But I generally think people should stay away from MMOs unless they really get a lot out of MMOs.
MMOs is drugs.
Squirrel Horde says, I love that song, but I've always been bothered that you only have to reach 200 degrees to become Mr. Fahrenheit. There's the Having a Good Time song. Gotcha.
Oh. Having a good time. Yeah, no, 200 degrees to become Mr. Fahrenheit. I mean, yeah, that's a dangerous temperature for a body to be, but it's not that special.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's close to boiling. That's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. Also, you're traveling at the speed of light, which, for an object traveling that fast, it's actually a fairly low temperature.
Freddie Mercury is British, right? So maybe it's 200 Celsius. I mean, but Mr. Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Yes, he is British, but, it's still not what he was doing with the units of measurement there.
It's just one of Freddy's many powers. Right, so...
he did have several.
I actually forgot what I was going to say about the Star Wars game. Oh, well, it'll come up, I'm sure.
Are you ready for Freddy?
We were never ready. There's a theory. He was converting in real time. But yeah, isn't 200 degrees Celsius... Also, isn't it 200 degrees or more? I don't actually know the song, so I can't really... I mean, I know of the song, but I don't...
You know Don't Stop Me Now. You know of it was something.
Yeah. I've in fact heard it. I think I've even listened to it intentionally before, which is more than I can say for a lot of songs that people know.
I'm glad people are in the claws.
Yeah, the claws.
Wow, have I really only been at this for 12 minutes?
Yeah, wow, you just...
What is wrong with me?
Oops, all happy! Took me all hour to get sort of a cast.
Oh no, your very complex human is a lot trickier to draw than my cartoon opossum.
I mean, okay, you got me there. Appy's definitely a lot more designed. Well, okay, it's not that Cass isn't designed for comics. It's just a very different.
Yeah,
Cass is designed for manga, sort of, whereas Appy is designed for comics.
A comic strip, yeah.
If I'd done my little punchline is death meme, might have.
Oh yeah.
But I also think it would have been less funny.
That is also true. So if he has big 90s Pog energy, oh my gosh, as someone who owned Pogs, absolutely does. Hi kids, I'm Alan, I'm old, I owned Pogs.
I mean, I didn't own Pogs, but I do know of Pogs. I mean, and I don't get them. But I get that people...
I don't think we got them either, but I don't know, they were neat. It's that Marge Simpson meme, I don't know, I just think they're neat. That's the worst Marge Simpson I've ever done.
Yeah. See, I normally hear that referencing, the reason you like them is because you're horny. And I don't think a lot of people are horny for Pogs. I have not
heard that meme in that context.
That's always sort of, pretty girls in chainmail bikinis. I just like them. I don't care why. They're just neat.
I just think they're neat. Homer. I'm getting there. Now I'm bothered that my Marge is so off tonight.
Oh no, your
priorities.
Your most cherished and monetizable skill. Your Marge impression is failing you. How will your career survive?
And yeah, no, like Paul C says, Pogs were fun. They didn't need much understanding. There wasn't a whole lot to understand. They were kind of like trading cards, but not attached to anything. It was just kind of look at these pieces of cardboard with cool pictures on them.
Interesting.
I mean, there was technically a game you could play with them, and I played the game a couple of times, but a lot of people that owned Pogs didn't bother with the game.
Mm-hmm.
The game was secondary to look at these cool pictures on bits of cardboard.
I mean, I get the idea of cool pictures on bits of cardboard.
Yeah. And they were also very cheap.
Ooh.
That helped. It was an extremely affordable hobby. Like, I don't think you found a place that sold Pogs for more than like 10 cents a pop.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you were buying Slammers, those were usually about $1. Slammers were a Pog that was integral to playing the game. Those were usually made out of metal or really heavy plastic.
Mm.
Oh, we could title this episode Alan Reminisces About the 90s. I have coworkers who were born in the 2000s and it blows my mind every time.
Oh, yeah, no.
But I'm happy to tell them about the before times.
Mm-hmm.
They've actually asked me, oh man, Alan, what was the early internet like? Like the early internet? And I tell them.
It existed.
Well, I tell you, kid, there was a lot more text because computers just could only handle so many images.
Bale's Kickstarter is sitting pretty around the low 70% mark, which is really good for that first week. It's definitely in the 2-week plateau, or the week 2 plateau is what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's
well, no, that'd be rude to talk about a different Kickstarter while promoting friends Kickstarter. Never mind.
I mean, I don't mind. We talk about Kickstarters all the time on my stream with Jer.
Fair. I was just say the game company Yacht Club posted a Kickstarter recently for their next game that isn't actually Shovel Knight.
Oh yeah. Actually, Jer mentioned that.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, a little to find out that it retains the when you die you lose money mechanic that Shovel Knight also had, because that was the thing that turned me off from Shovel Knight.
Huh.
Well, okay, that was one of the 2 things that turned me off from Shovel Knight.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was it refusing to explain what any of the icons in its menus meant and not having any text in its menus.
Mm-hmm. Code again brings up early internet. Mom, are you expecting a call? I want to get on the internet. Okay, you can be on the internet for 1 hour. Then it's your sister's turn. See, it's kind of funny because I was I was aware of myself when that was a thing, but I had no interest on being on the internet when my family had that kind of internet. I think we had that kind of internet, anyways.
So
might have just been my grandmother.
I will admit the following. As a partial demonstration for some of the weebabs that I work with, they didn't know about the internet noise, so I had to make the internet noise.
The internet noise that's integral to our brand, or was integral to our brand before I got rid of it, because it's really ear splitting.
Yep. I imitated the entire thing, and they just stared at me, and they're like, the first time it connected? I'm like, no, every time you wanted to connect, it made that noise.
Yeah. Why? Why did it make that noise? Can chat tell us?
I can't tell us.
I'm so curious, because it was the same noise every fucking time. Puddle T says, I was such a horrible sibling that when my brother had pissed me off or was overusing his turn on the internet, I'd pick up the phone and fuck with his session because I was mad at him. And also my parents' favoritism extended to letting my brothers have more internet time than me. Oh my god. I am sorry you had to deal with that, see.
Indeed.
Oh, Squirrelhorde knows this one. Squirrelhorde's going to explain.
Squirrelhorde, please explain to us the internet noise.
Yeah, I'm so curious. I haven't been this curious about something till I realized, hey, is the Bermuda Triangle a thing? And so I did a bunch of research on the Bermuda Triangle for no reason. No, not really. I mean, it is a place, and
that I knew.
but there weren't really more disappearances there than there were anywhere else, and most of the disappearances accredited to it were probably just logistical or what do you call it? I mean, the pre-database equivalent of a database error where it came in late and no one ever reported it was found.
Gotcha. Kind of like how they eventually discovered Amelia Earhart's crash site.
Mm-hmm. Puddle T says, in fairness, I even warned him beforehand, you've been on for 3 hours, bro. Piss off me. Picks up phone, leaves it off the hook, and walks away. GF Pop says, the noise is how you send information over phone lines, I think. Shiny Zubat says, as an only child that was left alone basically always, I remember the internet interrupting the phone line, but it was never a problem.
to you.
Well, yeah.
Oh wait, that was left alone, so yeah, your
Yeah.
parents wouldn't have been using. Never mind.
Yeah, I do remember that being a thing. I just like I'm not sure it ever particularly bothered me, especially because like I would have been young enough that I didn't like if there was another way yet invented, I would not have known it, and also I just wasn't as like into the internet at that time. By the time I was really getting into it, it was we had
Cable was much more available.
Yeah. We had it.
Technically, it was available in the early days of the internet, but only if you were wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Or had, like, a job that kind of required it, which was rare in those days.
Mm-hmm. Squillheart says, the way the network was connected was through a rapid series of frequencies sent from one device to another. The frequencies sent back and forth were determined by availability of the devices at the time. They were indeed sent over phone lines. Interesting.
Okay, so that was, in fact, the connection noise.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Upload C says, and with Jeff, the dial-up noise was an analog handshake signal. It made the noise, the server made a response noise you didn't hear, and if it worked, the rest of the code was protocol was sent.
Two computers scream at each other to confirm that they exist. I can relate.
Ironoki says the initial beep is the "Hey, are you there?" data signal. The static sound is ones and zeros and as audio over very high speed. Those frequencies are still used today for fax machines. If you call a fax machine, it will make a similar noise. I do know that. Yeah. Wow.
I did not know that. I've never used a fax machine.
I like how much our chat knows about this.
Yeah, me too, actually. This is a very neat learning opportunity.
Yeah. I like how this is almost by virtue of like too much time going to end up becoming probably your most detailed appy drawing.
Quite
so
possibly.
far.
It's going to end up something, that's for sure.
I mean, I do think it's already quite strong.
Oh, thank you. I don't dislike it.
A similar technology to how they get free phone calls in the movie Hackers public telephone systems.
Oh, phone freaking, yeah.
Yeah, use these analog code signals extensively. Okay.
That I heard about. Yeah, no, that was like that was an old way to get up to some mischief, was to use specific like electronic noises to trick telephones into doing things. Jeff Pop says, my mom managed to change the AOL connection number to my aunt's phone number, so trying to log into AOL would call my aunt. We could hear her on the computer speakers, but we didn't have a mic to talk back to her. Oh, wow. The only thing I'm thinking with this right now is it's kind of hard to tell the white of her gloves and face from the sort of pastel-y background. Yeah, that's kind of why I added the blue.
Mm-hmm.
The all blue.
The all blue.
Where all the fish are.
Oh man, there was this great episode of One Piece. It might have technically been filler. It certainly was like an in-between episode where the crew is lost in a fog and find themselves in the middle of an armada of marine ships. And
like you do.
The marine ships can't see them because it's so foggy, but the TLDR, like, Sanji ends up, like, saving this, like, marine chef kid, child soldier.
Like you have.
Yeah, who's, like, in charge of, like, cleaning up the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And, he needs to make enough curry for the, like, crew or something. But he never learned how to cook.
Oh no!
Because his like the chef, his boss would was adamant that cooking could not be taught; it could only be learned.
Oh no!
And throughout, and Sanji agreed. Like, that was the funny thing, is Sanji agreed, and yet throughout the entire episode are like flashbacks to that boss clearly teaching other people how to cook. and Kanji trying to find the like most obtuse way to teach the kid a thing.
Oh, One Piece.
Yeah, telephony is cool stuff indeed, Squirrelord. The strip just plays your account and ID numbers really fast through an audio player that recognizes them. Cool. Audio data. I guess that makes sense.
Audio data. My favorite Star Trek character.
That's just Data's voice.
Yes. It's really just Brent Spiner's voice. I don't know. I did like Data as a kid. Mm-hmm. I should go back sometime and see if I still do. I'm sure I would.
I mean, Next Generation is definitely a widely beloved show.
Yes. And like, I'm definitely not like I'm definitely a why do we gotta make this Kirk versus Picard person. Like, I like both for different reasons.
Yeah. I look like.
And my favorite captain is Captain Sisko.
I was never quite a Star Trek person. Oh, thank you for the bits, Admiradoodle.
Aw, the bits!
Yeah. Glad to have you here, Abner.
But yeah, Deep Space Nine was the one I grew up with most, so like, I don't know, I feel the most attachment to it.
Mm-hmm. So I was never really a Star Trek person, but I did catch Next Generation on TV a lot, and I definitely know why people like it so much.
Yeah. Like, it is not a mystery to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, no, Jersey Shore or something.
Yeah, that's... like, even some, like, Game of Thrones, like, conceptually, I guess I get why people like it, but I don't, like...
People like things with dragons in them.
Well, see, the things people bring up about them, I don't look at them as a good version of what they are. If that makes sense. I don't mean to make this ranking about Game of Thrones. I never liked Game of Thrones, let alone, like, the ending.
But could you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I mean, it was just a bit of, toasted wheat covered in cinnamon and sugar. I love Cinnamon Toast. That's a lie. I really can't stand much cereal except for, like, specifically multigrain Cheerios.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is absolutely hands down my favorite, like, sugary cereal.
Nice.
Yup. No contest. Yeah, no, at this point I'm just kind of scared of what places I'm going to take this.
Yeah. You got half an hour to fill.
I've got half an hour to fill, and I'm working on the plaid on the jacket.
This was an unexpected part of this challenge.
Yup. It was, in fact. I figured I'd be at it for like most of the session like you were.
Mm-hmm. Kodogan says, I tried to like Game of Thrones. I need the first book and half the second, and the only reason I read the second at all was because I was hoping Jon Snow might be gay.
Are any George R.R. Martin characters not straight?
Don't know. Admiral says, you had so many multigrain Cheerios and we added to your hoard. Well, here's the thing about the multigrain Cheerios, okay? Saberfly, Loopy Fritz, and I all have separate chunks of the pantry. And general, rule is don't take stuff out of the other person's part of the pantry. I'm pretty much the only one who eats multigrain Cheerios. Someone kept putting my boxes of multigrain Cheerios in Saberfly's chunk of the pantry. And so many boxes would be bought, but not all of them would be finished. And we never really came to... No one ever fessed up to this.
Multigrain Cheerios are pretty delicious. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Multigrain Cheerios, sponsor us.
Yeah, give us money. You took,
We're family friendly.
Yeah. Multigrain Cheerios, the kink-friendly cereal.
Woo!
Squirrel Horde says, since Appy is throwing up devil horns, I feel like there should be an electric guitar somewhere on here.
Electric banjo?
Electric banjo, you say? Marjorie is definitely bi/pan.
Is that a
I guess.
Okay.
Oh, but not confirmed. I don't know who any of these characters are. There's one or Puddle T says there's one or two not straight characters. They're the ones who die horribly. Oh, good.
Well, that does sound very George R.R. Martin. I found out the other day that his middle initials are not in fact R.R. He just wanted to sound more like Tolkien.
That is really the case with. Not wanting to sound like Tolkien, but like authors do all sorts of crazy stuff to their name for marketability.
Well, yeah.
Your O is not cheery enough? Come to the Bats and Bones stream. The geek-friendly cereal.
Thank you for clipping that.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm on record as that. We just receive a cease and desist from Cheerios in the mail tomorrow.
You'll receive it in the mail tomorrow. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine surrounded all these cranberries. Sorry, this is where the voice went. Do let me know if we get a cease and desist from General Mills.
The Kellogg strike win?
Yes. No, the workers got everything they asked for.
Excellent.
Yes.
Maybe
don't buy Kellogg's products for a while, though, because of the scab workers they hired, like, making bad products that they then released anyway.
Yeah.
Boy, it was fun to watch that just be a PR nightmare for them.
Mm-hmm.
And by fun, I mean actually fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I think I told you, like, on stream that they had, like... hired scabs to try and work the machines, only to discover that, oh, you actually need to be trained how to run serial machinery.
Yep. And broke all the machines, and then the engineers wouldn't help them.
Yep.
So they had to get engineers from out of state whose best thought was, Shrug, pay your guys more, or something like that.
Yeah, no. Boiled down to, like, I don't know, sounds like the problem is you aren't paying your dudes enough. Well.
Banjo time?
I have not yet begun to sort things out. But yeah, probably banjo time eventually. When I get up the gumption to draw a banjo. The one time I drew her with her banjo, I very carefully had like a proper picture of a banjo near me so I could draw it right.
I think so. I don't remember.
No, I'm saying I did.
Oh.
I wasn't asking. You weren't there.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were talking about on Bats and Bones.
Gotcha, no.
Ignore me. I got distracted.
I was about to say, I drew by myself. Were you sneaking around in my office?
I'm always with you, Alan.
Okay, Luke.
That was the pact we made. Don't worry, I'm usually not paying attention.
That's simultaneously more and less comforting. Let's see.
Abnurdul says, I exist as a mod purely to find the highest and lowest tier memes and make sure it's clipped. Thank you, Abner.
Poggers. Well, we're banned from Twitch now.
Banned from Twitch.
Oh, that's cool. We didn't fall asleep during the stream.
I wish I could fall asleep during a stream sometimes.
Aw. Get more sleep, buddy.
That'd be nice. My sleep's usually, like, my amount of sleep these days has actually been pretty good.
My sleep has improved since having someone who cares about me more in my life.
Yeah.
Like, my friends care about me, and you know what I mean, though.
My thing mainly is working on my own schedule. I just go to sleep when I want to and wake up when I feel like it's time to wake up.
Gotcha.
And that's, like, the best part of my schedule, and it's become very consistent and good.
And yes, see, someone got banned for sleeping during stream. Apparently that's against the TOS. You can't fall asleep during stream.
Huh.
Like, when you are the one streaming.
Mm-hmm.
You can fall asleep, like, when you're in the chat, I guess. Go nuts.
I, like...
Alright, let's try to make some sort of vague, like, electric banjo shape. I don't know why it needs to be against the rules, I just know that it is. Content with your snores. Snortent.
Are you still making content with your snores or something? Well, apparently, what I assume would happen is someone accidentally fell asleep on stream, but maybe it's not the case.
I wish I remembered the case, because I don't. Multigrain Cheerios.
The kink-friendly cereal. Oh, that's never gonna...
That one will haunt us for all of our days. Do you know Scientologists briefly owned Neopets?
Like the Church of Scientology, or just... Like,
yes.
I don't even...
I think it was for like 2 years.
Wow.
Completely unsurprisingly and very related, that is also when, like, a lot of their marketing very suddenly went cold. Because a lot of the folks that were marketing them knew that. And we're like, pulling out of this deal.
Yeah. Schoolard says, to prevent 2 things, people live streaming for days at a time, to artificially inflate commercial views and to protect themselves from falling into legal trouble, in which they work their employees into exhaustion. That
makes sense.
Yeah, that does actually kind of make sense.
Okay, I'm actually kind of digging the design.
You can't drop that and not explain the Scientologist Neopets. Not Neopets.
I can drop that, and it explains itself.
It's hilarious since Twitch streamers aren't technically employees, so they don't have to do employee protections.
If it's any consolation to any Neopets fans, it was sometime, like, well after the site's heyday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was not during peak Neopets.
I'll have you know, Neopets is still a thriving community, kept alive purely by Karina Farrick.
I mean, the website is technically still around, I believe. If you really want to do Neopets in year
oh
of
my
our Lord
god, Neopets
2022.
isn't doing NFTs, is it?
I hope not. I don't think so. I think I would have heard about it if it was.
I feel like if
I think if it was, like, we'd be hearing like Neopets doing NFTs and the response would mostly be like, Neopets still exist. Also, ew.
I need to actually read the article first because it's just a headline.
Aw. Steve says this might be one of their favorite island arts ever.
It is actually really nice.
Oh, y'all are being nice.
I'm not even saying that to make you feel better. I do actually just legitimately like it.
Thanks. I am having fun with it, so maybe that's coming through.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I approach mine as, like, with fear.
Fear. Sure, no, I could make this a sticker. I'd feel okay about it. You have been talking about stickers.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Well, there's certainly some idea of, like, some kind of
merch,
Bats and Bones merch that I think we should think about doing. We didn't really come to a conclusion during our proper meeting, but if people have ideas,
the general idea of, hey, maybe Bats and Bones merch should be a thing did come up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want this? Please let us know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want this to be a shirt, honey.
Well, it will be archived forever, and then we will.
Don't make crying emojis at me. I'm not made of stone. Well, Kyle, help. My wife is using the fact that I love her against me to make me be nice to her.
Well, I do think people
Even
like
though I
this
already
one.
would.
People like this one, and I do think Bats and Bones, like, it would be cool if we did something to,
Tell you what, if Jumblewood, like, kind of takes off a little bit and, like, I make a cleaned up version of this, then maybe. Oh.
Our noodle says, wants merch.
Okay, so I got an electric banjo and 19 minutes left.
Yep. I mean, I think if you make it to 5:50, we can use the rest of the time to wrap up.
That's true. I'll start giving it strings. I've been using the polyline lasso, so that's not cheating.
TLDR, yes, there are Neopets NFTs.
Damn it. That they're like officially sanctioned?
I'm pretty sure.
Why do crypto bros have to ruin everything they touch?
In some cases, it's not even crypto bros, it's just capitalism again. Like,
fair.
crypto bros just did enough to make capitalism pay attention.
Fair. Remind me sometime to tell you how, like, cryptocurrency culture manages to tick every single box on what is, in professional circles, called a high control group, also known as a cult.
Oh boy. Puddled C very specifically redeemed some extra bones to highlight the message saying, I would buy this shirt in its current uncleaned up levels. Who else wants this merch?
My wonderful spouse loves me too much help. I don't deserve good things.
You do, in fact. You deserve many good things. Oh, you know, I can't do that. That will actually fuck up.
Yep.
Sorry.
You can't steal control from me.
Yeah.
You can't control me.
I wish I could use the mouse, but also not, That's okay, I can actually manage my Twitch through the app, maybe. Why am I... Wow, has that just been running this whole time?
Aw.
I've been watching someone on Twitch on my phone for a while, I guess.
Oh no. Well, there's that electric banjo. What hath I wrought?
It's really beautiful. Well, use the time to try and use your lasso tool to clean up some of those things you want to clean up.
Maybe. Or just leave it as is. I guess it's got a certain charm to it.
Bottle, she says, nah, honey, I love this art regardless of my love for you. My love for you just overlaps my selfish desire to rock this possum on my chest. As Jer would say, I would love this if I hated you. Oh, hey, Fatborn, glad you could stop by.
It's some holy shit 2 cakes territory. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do with some of this.
It's loud. It went loud. Oh, thank you for the cheers, Fatborn. Oh wow, we have a hype train going.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, when enough people donate bits or do gift subs,
It's called a hype train?
yeah, hype train starts. People get emotes if they donate more. So yeah, if you guys want some fancy emotes. Oh, and now more people are doing more bits. Ah, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Wow.
It's
I think people missed us.
yeah, I think people did miss us. School Horde gave a few. Oh, thank you, everyone.
Jeez. Jeez. I was about to say G's NFTs, and I was like, no. No, opposite of that.
That is kind of a funny turn of phrase, though.
NFT stands for no fucking thanks.
Oh, thank you, Iron Oki. Oh, we might actually, I think we need to reach a certain level before it actually becomes a hype train. Thank you, Code again. Aw, everyone's doing bits.
Aw,
Thank
the
you.
bits. I need to get back to watching Steven Universe.
I should watch that final season.
I want to watch a small child be raised by his weird alien rock ants.
Yes. Rock moms.
Rock moms. Bird mom, fun mom, square mom.
Pointy mom, round mom, square mom. Squidward says 1 bit is about 75 cents, I think, to the streamer. I suspect it's closer to 50% on Twitch. Or 50 cents. But I don't actually properly know.
Throwing digital roses at our feet.
If life is so fair, why do roses have thorns?
I don't know, DeviantArt Daryl, why do they?
Please, that was Tickle Me Emo.
Oh wait, shit, it was. Wow, that sketch is a blast from my past.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It was an SNL thing, right?
It might have been.
I think it was.
It was either that or Mad TV. It was mean-spirited enough that I feel like it might have been Mad TV.
Thank you again, Abnoodle. Oh, Shiny Zubats gave a gift sub. Oh, thank you.
Aww.
Thank you, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, and now we've got a scream. I should probably,
Here, have a head that's always screaming.
have a head that's always screaming. I was talking with, Ironoki that maybe I should get the Jason Webley accordion screams replaced with my, my scream box.
You could interchange them.
I could. They're just as alarming. Thank you, everyone. Oh man, we are almost to the hype train.
Wow. Maybe people want it.
95%. Wow, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. 96%.
Wow. At 98%, Kyle will change his name to Ebony Darkness, Dementia, Raven Way.
I will not. We're so close. Got 1 minute.
Wow.
Yep, 97%.
It would be very in keeping with us if it got almost there and then didn't reach, and then we love everyone anyway.
Oh, now we're at 98.
Hey!
Oh, hey, we did it. Thank you, everyone.
Nice. Thanks, peeps.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Geez. Wow.
I think that's the first time we've gotten a hype train on just a stream. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it is welcome back, Bats and Buns.
It's true, we haven't gone for a month.
Yeah, but
People
still.
must miss us.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's like murdering someone with a penny gun. Kind of. Thank you.
Thank you for playing my game.
Thank you, Fatborn. Yeah, that's what got it over. So what does a hype train do again? I believe it unlocks emotes for everyone and like little badges. Don't bits to get to the next level. Yeah, I think that's what it comes to. But Abnoodle is probably a lot better explaining it than I am.
Abnoodle is kind of our community manager, huh?
Yep.
Here we go. I think that does a lot for the blue.
Yeah. Think you are you good to call it? Think we're good to?
I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
I think that's about as far as I can get with it.
Well, let's. Whoop. I was sitting really dumbly on that chair. Oh man, my leg is not happy.
You were pulling a Captain Riker? Yeah. I shouldn't joke about that. He sat that way because he had problems with his legs.
Yep. Ow. 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 Ugh. Why did I sit like that? Abnoodle explains that Hype Train unlocks emotes, badges, brings community together, supports the streamers. Thank you so much.
Yay!
If you have 100 plus bits, you get special emote that you get to keep. Cool.
Neat.
So yeah, thank you everyone. Let's take a look at what
you.
we got. We've got this delightful like color explosion appy, which I think looks really cool.
Thank you.
And let's see, I'm just appreciating it from like straight on because I couldn't really do that from the corner there, but I do like the addition of the electric guitar. And the colors actually I think do work really well together.
Thank you. I've been told I have a good eye for color.
Yeah. And then we've got this boy,
Aww.
this dull boy. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you for the thank you for the resub, Ironoki. That's 20 months. Ironoki's been a subscriber of this channel for 20 months. Thank you so much. And more bits.
More bits. Aw.
But yeah, this is what we got done today.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
This hype train started as a reminder that we want your awesome merch. That is how it started. I will work on convincing Alan to make a merch of this.
I know what merch I want. It's just gonna be a while.
We can do it faster.
But
Faster.
consider this.
Faster.
What if the comic existed for a while first?
Would you having merch up make you make the comic faster?
No, it would make me feel bad about there not being comic.
I mean, wow. Oh, wow. While I was looking away, we got way more bits. A lot of people want the... Thank you, Fatborn. Thank you. Level 2. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, no, this is great. Yeah, people want to support you and make merch. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off stream. Best merch is good outside of context. That's true. This design is delightful, independent of comic existence. Merch to support comic pre-comic. Yep.
Fair. And a lot of stuff I have in mind would work outside the context of the comic.
Yep. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Just keep an open mind.
I'll do my best. My skull is fully enclosed. As are the skulls of all human children.
You'll find, and that's a bone fact. The skulls of all human children are enclosed. Deliver on
they are as one skull.
I do think this is definitely the breakout one of the night. Like, I thank you everyone for being so kind for the cast, but I think Appy is just like a legit.
I still think it's a good cast.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I ribbed you a little bit about it, but like, I do think it's good. Sincerely.
Bats and bones and bones, bats and bats and bones. Oh, those are cool little emotes.
Bats and bones and bats and bones and bones and bats and bones.
Human children's skulls are coconuts. Also, we need a bat emote and a no principe emote, and we need a screenbox emote. Actually, since we're technically still got a few minutes of time, I am gonna see how close we are to unlocking more emotes if we haven't already.
Emotes.
Oh.
No.
We do actually have several open slots for emotes.
Well, then.
We need to do emotes.
Yeah, apparently so.
I might do a off-schedule stream for that or at some point.
If you want to hit me up for a couple, I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
I mean, I drew the Alan one.
Yeah. Hearts for eyes.
Hearts for eyes.
Yeah, we've got some... I think probably this hype train probably did a lot for it. Also, I know Arnoki donated a bunch of gift subs, which probably pushed us over a threshold as well. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. A subs to more emotes bar is acceptable. Yeah, I think so. I know on the docket we've got we need a Il Principe. Mm-hmm. We need a Kingler emote. We need a Screenbox emote. And theoretically a bat and a bone. I think we already have a good bat drawn.
If people are gonna be this hype about Appy, like, I have a picture of her head that would make a good emote.
That would make a really good emote.
You know the picture I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If we ever got into animated ones, I wonder if I could shrink the twerking Appy enough to...
we might already be able to do... Oh, are we going to make a twerking Appy emote? I don't think we can't. I don't think that's a thing. We've got 3 slots. We've got 3 animated emote slots.
If the existing animation doesn't shrink down well, I might actually be willing to replicate it in some pixel art. Might.
You did this. You did this. You watching this stream right now. That twerking Appy will
ruin the day I created it. I mean, you could put my channel link there, but I almost never stream currently. That will change eventually, but like...
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, just... Yeah.
I think it's twitch.tv/Alan Bathearst. I think the last time I streamed was like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, if someone in chat could definitely post a link to that, that would be
That's how often I stream, is I'm not entirely sure of my own URL.
You could probably change it to something a little shorter if you want. Easy to remember. Just Bathurst, I'm not sure that's taken.
Maybe, yeah.
Where did chat go? Confidence go up. Gimme. Yeah, I think a twerking app emote would be very, very good.
It would get spammed, for sure.
Have a good night, Fatborn. We're about to wrap up here, too. We should look for someone to raid, since we've got we've got a pretty big audience for us.
Yeah, no, true.
Let's see.
What's that, what is that person, Lavender something that you're showing me today?
Lavender Town.
Yeah.
She's a pretty big name. I don't know if she streams. Although it is funny, I was following her when she was not a big name, and so that's kind of cool.
That is cool. I remember when Game Grumps was smaller than the people running it. Oh yeah, there's this cool thing Aaron Hansen does, you animate a Egoraptor. And now people are just like, he animates?
Yeah. If anyone has any ideas for raids, let me know. I'm just skimming through art right now. I'll just...
Skimming through the roots.
I'm just, bear with me, everyone, here.
That reminds me, I need to link you to a thing. If we ever want to do the thing, we have little lessons like bopping.
Yeah, that is something I'm kind of interested in the long term, anyways.
Gotcha. Like even just really simple ones would work well. Ones that just kind of waggle a tiny bit.
Cyberpunk is on. Yeah. Let's go ahead and raid Cyberpunk. I've followed them before.
Yeah.
Admiral also recommends Cyberpunk. Sounds good.
All right. Away we go.
All right. I think I have that spelled right. All right. Well, before I hit go, thank you everyone for watching. And
yes.
Thank you to my Patreon patrons.
Thank you very much. You have the list right here.
Here it is. Especially thank you to
thank
my high tier patrons: Abnoodle, Fable, Tia, Chocolate Bliss, Saberfly, Plotholtzy, and Code Again. Could not do this without you. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more Bats and Bones announcements and stuff. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful night.
The adventures will continue.